Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get things started, shall we? In 3, 2, 1. Oh, alright, set, and yeah, I think this is all okay. Alright, okay, settings are okay, and alright, let's go. So, hello everyone, and this is Kenzie Wonderdrift, broadcasting today's Echo League Season 3 action. This is the Southeast Asia Group A match between Saltbae Remix and Team Mate. So of course, let's discuss the rules before we proceed. So in the Echo League, we have particular groups, and whoever reaches the top 4 will advance through the playoff round, the semifinals, as well as the finals. So the top 4 teams will need compete for that. And how does the scoring work? Well, if you get a 2-0 sweep against an opponent, that would give you 1 win, and 1 win is equivalent to 3 points. If it ends up as a 1-1 draw, and of course both teams will just get 1 single point. Now, if the team does not score a victory against their opponent, then they won't get any points at all. And of course, this is a best of 2 series. So, of course, let's look at the standings. Team Mate are currently 3rd in their group. Of course, they have to do something for them to catch up against the top 1 and number 2, Leon Help and Shong +4, both tied at the number 1 seed with 15 points. Team Mate only has 9 points, 3 victories, 0 draws, and 2 losses. Saltbae Remix, on the other hand, are currently seated at the 6th spot. Let's see their scores. They've only amassed 1 victory, 2 draws, and 3 defeats. That's equivalent to just 5 points. Of course, they have a lot of things to get going if they want to make it in the top 4. Team Mate will definitely not concede this because they're so desperate to reach the 2nd spot, well, if it's possible, or if Team Shong or if Team Leon Help will choke in the next games. And of course, they have to protect their lead because the 4th seed is currently amassing 7 points, and Team Mate only has 9 points, and it certainly would not like to drop in the standings. So let's look at the bans for both teams. Saltbae Remix banning the Earthshaker, the Tinker, and the Chaos Knight. So they've banned the Tinker, which deals a lot of pressure and a lot of damage, especially when he gets his necessary items, and then the Chaos Knight, the sort of hero that's very devastating with the Illusion Army as well as the ganking prowess that it possesses. Perhaps they want to protect their mid lane hero, because Chaos Knight is actually one of the best gankers in Dota. Team Mate, on the other hand, they've banned 2 heroes that are very good with teamfight options. That's the Brewmaster and the Omni Knight. And the Omni Knight does provide sustainability in teamfights. The Brewmaster does indeed bring some sort of physical damage, especially when the ultimate is unleashed. Of course, those 3 Spirit Masters, though, when he splits up and he charges in further forward, and you'd never wish to see the daylight once you see the ultimate from the Brewmaster. So let's look at the 2 picks for both teams. Saltbae Remix, Sand King and Ogre Magi at their arsenal. Of course, these are 2 well-known supports. Ogre Magi being one of the most he's one of those supports that's very easy to play, but he's also very useful because he provides a lot of bonus for the team. Sand King is one of the most common position force in Dota. It's his Burrow Strike, which is very devastating to opponents. Now Team Mate, on the other hand, goes for Jakiro, sort of hero that's very good at closing down choke points, especially with the Ice Path and the Micropyre and Medusa, one of the most common mid lane heroes. It's also very devastating to slow things down and to provide that sort of counter initiation play for Team Mate. Of course, so we're still unsure what the strategy is for both teams, but if you look at Team Mate so far, they're really opting for a lineup that will definitely close you out with the Jakiro and the Medusa, and also a lineup that will prevent you from running away, also, which can also be used to what do you call this? Okay, this sort of lineup will definitely force you to engage in team fights, because Medusa, once that ultimate is set and then you're all stuck from the Jakiro, then you certainly have no choice but to engage in 5-on-5 assaults. It would have been more devastating if teammate is still gonna go and pick the puck, which I think Saltbae Remix will have to cancel out. Okay, so next, Saltbae Remix going for the Nyx Assassin and the Queen of Pain out of the picture. And it does make sense to ban the Queen of Pain, because Medusa and Queen of Pain, if you combine the Stone Gaze as well as the Sonic Wave, and that provides a lot of damage, especially when the Jakiro gets a perfect eye spot. But of course that sort of combination is very difficult to execute. Teammate on the other hand banning the Outrill Devourer, which is the one hero which is very good or very capable of slowing down the Medusa. Likewise a Phantom Lantern as well, especially when the Diffusal Blade is deployed and constantly providing that pressure on the Medusa. Okay, so let's see what Saltbae Remix has to offer. They've already deployed their support heroes, although Sand King could play the offlane type. Okay, so of course you have the Sand King. Puck would be an ideal option, because Puck, with that ultimate, the Dream Coil, combine it with the Epicenter and Burrow Strike combination, and poof, it could deal a lot of havoc. Of course, if you want to play Sand King, you need a sort of hero that could initiate play, and the Tidehunter is there. The Tidehunter and Sand King, the Ravage and the Epicenter, the best way to prevent that from happening, well, you want to slow down the Tidehunter. Of course, the Outrill Devourer is gone. Let's see some other potential options. Invoker could be deployed as well, but of course with the Invoker and Medusa, I'm not sure how will that work. I mean, of course, you have to time it perfectly. I mean, yeah, it could work. I mean, the Invoker and the Medusa, the Stone Gaze plus the Tornado EMP combination. This Night Stalker is deployed out of the battlefield. Yeah, I think Night Stalker needs to be deployed, because if you look at their composition, you want to have that sort of play where you could prevent a brawl from the Sand King. And of course, a Night Stalker does provide that sort of counter initiation from the fact that he could silence people from Saltbae Remix. So, for example, if Tidehunter goes on the Ravage, Sand King will like to go to follow up, but then the Night Stalker is there in the right position, and a single silence could make sure that the Sand King's effect will be slightly negated. Now Saltbae chooses for the Weaver. It's going to be their hard carry, no doubt, and it's going to be their primary right-click damage maker.
10 seconds remaining.
The Weaver is indeed one of the craftiest heroes. If he could roam around the map and provide a lot of pressure on the Jakiro, then Saltbae Remix would certainly enjoy it. Because you want to play the Weaver as a sort of alternative to make sure that the Jakiro or any other support hero does not make any impact for teammate. So let's see who's going to be the next pick for teammate. So if you look at their composition, yeah, they could slow down choke points from Medusa and Jakiro. So I think they could go for, yeah, they need a right click damage, no doubt about that. Let's see, a certain hero that's very good. I was thinking of Sven, but now they're going for a Legion Commander. I mean, Sven combined it with the Medusa and Jakiro will be really good. An AoE stun and, of course, the cleave damage will deal a lot of physical damage. You would like to see that. Now, Legion Commander deployed. This is going to be an offlaner, no doubt about that.
5 seconds remaining.
The Legion Commander is a very good, is a hero that you'd certainly enjoy because of his individual lockdown prowess. So yeah, they could individually they could negate the Sand King's overall impact, whereas whoever is controlling the Sand King won't be able to execute the abilities, all because the Legion Commander is there to slow things down. With the duel, you would not like to encounter that. So let's see what Saltbae Remix is going to be their final ban. Okay, let's see. I wouldn't be surprised if they ban like Sven or some other hard carry with an AoE damage. Oh, they banned the Faceless Void. Actually, it does make sense to ban the Faceless Void, because the Void would provide that sort of alternative option if ever the Stone Gaze doesn't work and here comes a Void out of nowhere and you're caught in the chronosphere, and poof, there's no way you to escape from that.
10 seconds remaining.
So what does teammate have to ban in here? Let's see.
5 seconds
Composition of
remaining.
Saltbae remix. They currently lack a mid lane hero. Puck is probably the hero that's going to be banned. No doubt about that. I mean, a single illusory orb combine it with a silence could actually negate Medusa's impact. So yeah, I'm not surprised if they ban the Puck. Or if they ban the Invoker, because the Invoker is another hero. Ah yeah, that's right. The Puck is banned and out of the picture for teammate. So let's see. Teammate, they could go for the alternative, which is the Invoker. Gonna wait for the final pick. Well, my suggestion is the Invoker, but let's see if they're gonna follow it. No, they go for the Ursa Warrior. Now they have a right-click damage and a potential right-click damage from the Legion Commander. They have some 2 AoEs from the Jakiro and the Medusa. That's if they could catch anyone from Saltbae Remix off guard. The Jakiro and Night Stalker would be a decent combination to slow things down. So let's see what Saltbae Remix has to offer at their arsenal. So the Puck is banned. But I said the Invoker is an alternative option for Saltbae Remix. Will they unleash the Invoker? And of course, Ursa Warrior with that sort of intense physical damage. Oh, let's see. Oh, now they go for the Shadow Fiend. So another heavy damage dealer deployed by Saltbae Remix. Okay, so Shadow Fiend, sort of AoE damage. Actually works well with the Tidehunter and the Sand King, even the Ogre Magi, because you have stuns from those 3, and then the Shadow Fiend, of course, with the Rays, combined with those triple stuns from Saltbae Remix. That's a good start if you're going to go in a teamfight option. But the Shadow Fiend is indeed very vulnerable from the Ursa Warrior. If the Ursa Warrior gets bolsters and the Shadow Fiend is struggling, no doubt about that. Jonagy as a... Okay, I think what teammate is going to do here is they're going to slow down Hickey, because you want to make sure that the Shadow Fiend does not get any overall impact. So, ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin! Alright, odds and losses for those of you watching. Okay, let's see, last hits to the nice. Check. Shadow Fiend is reconnected in the game. Okay, let's introduce the 2 teams, as well as the players. Welcome to Saltbae Remix, representing the Radiant. Look at here, it's Scarlet as the Tidehunter. Offlane Tidehunter. And Less Faith there as the Ogre Magi. Flash Fire as the Weaver. Black as the Sand King, and Hickey as the Shadow Fiend on from side of teammate. JW as the Ursa Warrior, Versus as the Jakiro, and a pause is set. Worm as the Medusa, Jonagy as a Night Stalker, and Nemesis as a Legion Commander. So there's a bit of a pause at the moment because there's some map issue according to Salt's Less Faith. Okay, so with this sort of situation, JW is in the top lane as a hard carry. Gonna go against Scarlet, so Scarlet has to be cautious. One thing you should know is that the Ursa Warrior deals a lot of physical damage, especially when he gets all of these abilities at a highest peak. So, of course, he could slow the Ursa Warrior down with the gush, but will it be enough though? That's a big question mark. On the other hand, teammates, Legion Commander here at the offlane against the Weaver.
30 seconds.
Now, Legion Commander could heal himself. That's the good news. The Weaver is very good at pressuring lanes because of the fact that he could slightly deplete your HP. Of course, that's one problem if you're gonna... So the offlane war is gonna be interesting. Nemesis, then Scarlet. So let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, now John G Nemesis, Less Faith, and Flash Fire. Okay, let's see. Highs and hellos, and Flash Fire gets assaulted in there. John G with a slow. Will it be enough though? Nemesis going on the offensive. Flash Fire, turn invisible. There's a Burrow Strike. Nemesis not going to survive through. Will he survive though? This is a 3-on-2 situation. The block path there by Less Faith doing a lot, and Nemesis is certainly going to be assaulted. Let's see if Black, there's another Burrow Strike activated. First blood declared there by Black. Boy, that was easy. Actually, that good block off by Less Faith is actually doing wonders there. So in the mid lanes, it's Worm against Hickey, with Versus there as a sort of backup option. Scarlet and JW in the top lane. You have John G roaming around, and Nemesis not in a good position. It's a 3-on-1 situation. Going against Black, Saltfire, and Less Faith. Now we could see a 3-on-1 situation here in the mid lane. Now Hickey slowed down. And let's see. There's a Flames by Versus. John G on the offensive. But here comes the reinforcements. John G forced to retreat. Less Faith throws a baseball on John G. But John G manages to survive. Of course, the timing was perfect there for Mate and Salt. Well, they certainly would like to prevent Hickey from dying. And the best way to do so is to rotate. So the rotations have been forced yet early in the game. Okay, let's see. Scarlet and JW. Let's see what Scarlet can offer at the arsenal. I mean, not a good situation. Is oh dear, Hickey was killed. I mean, the pressure from Worm, the sort of long-range damage, and then you have the support from Versus. Man, the fact that there's a liquid fire to constantly deplete your HP, that's not a pretty good sign. John G's overall impact is being felt as JW one more hit on Scarlet, and Scarlet is dead. Boy, John G's impact has been influential. The fact that he was able to make sure that Worm gets a pick off in Hickey, and even providing a sort of pressure on Scarlet if ever Scarlet is there. And let's see here in the bottom lane, nearly an assault. Of course, now this is what I'm talking about during the draft phase. Overall, it's the Night Stalker's impact is certainly going to limit the overall progress as well. As a Jakiro who is... Oh, Jakiro is disconnected, so we're going to wait for some lagging issue to be resolved. Okay, so while we're waiting for the pause, and see JW's items. Okay, Jakiro is back in the game, and this could be... Now Hickey has read the intel, knowing that Versus has just revealed his position. So Hickey will definitely force himself to retreat. Okay, let's see. Versus getting assaulted by Hickey. Hickey knows that Versus is there. It's a liquid fire and the Daze combination. Actually, the sort of pressure that teammate brings in the mid lane, because of course you have Worm with a long range. You could eat up your mana as well. And then you have Versus with the liquid fire, and then you have John G. So teammates' focus is just to execrate the opposition by roaming around, and they're doing that in every lane. And I'm not sure what Team Saltbae Remix has to do with this sort of approach. It's going to be a struggle for Saltbae in the early stages. Now, if they could execute their combination well, then maybe they could sustain themselves. And that's an interesting question to ask. Can they execute their abilities at the highest peak? Because they have a decent combination. Actually, they have a really good composition of hero spells. And yeah, that's going to be a very interesting question to ask. But now John G forced to go in the top lane. Now Nemesis, on the other hand, leading the stat line with 18-6. Against a dual lane in the bottom lane. So far, he's doing a pretty okay job. Oh dear, this is not looking good for JW, but no. Let's see, John G silences Scarlet. Now John G going on the offensive. JW on the retreat. JW could go on the offensive here for the second time. There goes there. Less Faith is the next target. JW doesn't even seem to care if his HP is low. He's going on the offensive. Less Faith is slowed down. He doesn't have mana. He's going to go down. One more hit. He goes down. Oh, that's a good start there for teammate. Oh, this JW together with a combination he has with John G. And John G's overall impact is being felt. Now they might go in the mid lane here, and Hickey Well, he has a bottle, that's good news. But is he aware that Jonagy is going to stalk at him? Well, he should be aware. Because the fact he's no longer in the map and Jonagy's going to say hi. Let's see. There, hello there. And Hickey is not in a good position. Remember, the Shadow Fiend doesn't have some sort of stunning ability. That's why you have less faith there to provide a sort of counter stun. Whenever things get a bit ugly. Versus with a double damage rune. Bit odd that a support hero has the double damage rune. But of course it's necessary in cases where it's needed. But let's see. It could work wonders. I mean, Jakiro has a range. Oh, no, never mind. No double damage rune, but Nemesis. At least enjoy. Well, Nemesis indeed enjoying it. 30-8. Look at this. Teammate, 30-8, 23-8, 21-8 for their 3 core heroes. And boy, this isn't looking good for Team Saltbae in a late game because their provider of this, Scarlet, gets pressured on. But here's the thing: if these stats keep on growing, Saltbae is gonna be in a lot of trouble in the late game. I'm telling you, because even if they execute their abilities well, if the fact is that if teammate keeps on getting all the gold count needed, then that would mean that teammate will be very bolsterous. Their HP is so high, and even if all these heroes from Saltbae will unleash all arsenals, unleash all havoc, it's still not going to be enough because the HP is just too much for them to handle. And they have to be cautious, you know. This is not a good sign. That's what they're doing. They're trying to slow down the heroes, but it's not working. Less Faith is getting pressured in. Scarlet doing some damage. Not going to be enough. Less Faith is getting assaulted. Silencing again. Oh dear. Not good. Black Burrow Strike misses. He doesn't have mana though. Goes for the Sandstorm. Hides himself. Not going to be enough though. JW doesn't even seem to care. He just frightens Scarlet away. That's what you want to do if you're teammate. And you have Versus knocking on the tree lines as well. If ever the Ogre Magi would like to go aggressive. Let's see, with Scarlet, of course, not in a good spot. Getting slaughtered early in the game because of JW's overall ability, as well as Jonagy's roaming support. The mid lane wars. Worm harassing Hickey with arrows. He is forced to retreat. Well, he does have the bottle, saving the haste rune. I mean, question is, when will Saltbae Remix start roaming around in the mid? I was expecting to do that, knowing that they're constantly struggling as of the moment. Just look at this. Stat lines are getting worse and worse for them. And even the Legion Commander is having a fun time in the off lane. Flash fires. Well, he's struggling against a Legion Commander. What more if the Legion has a Blink Dagger? Now Jonagy going on the offensive here in the bottom lane. He needs the Legion Commander to get bolsters, and the best way to do so is to make sure that the Legion gets a proper duel. Let's see. This could be the start of Flash Fire's demise. But no, it's morning. Not good. Jonagy has revealed his position. Let's see. Mate, okay. Flash Fire. He turns himself invisible in Less Faith. Throws a baseball for added insurance and protection. Of course, would have been a decent smoke gank if it was nighttime and if the smoke wasn't gone. But it wasn't really the case, and it was a huge sigh of relief for Saltbae, but can count themselves lucky if well, because of that. I mean, it was a mistimed calculation there for teammate. But still, teammate are currently riding this momentum with a 5k net worth lead. And just these stats are just glaring to watch. Oh dear, Hickey's being surrounded by Jonagy with some illusions. And Hickey does manage to survive, but he doesn't have that sort of tankiness to deal against these three Night Stalkers. Would have been worse if Worm was there in the mid lane. Look at this. Flashfire level 6. Nemesis at level 9. Remember, Nemesis was victimized by the first blood attempts of Saltbae. But now he's just riding the momentum with already level 9 with 63 kills and 17 last hits. In 17 denies and 63 kills.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Flashfire just forced to hide in the tree lines. And of course, I was expecting that a Weaver would provide a sort of extreme pressure on the Legion commander, but it's not happening. I mean, yeah, he does need some backup. I mean, if you look at Saltbae, they're just frantically, you know, trying to farm their way, but it's not working. I mean, there's the organization is a bit lost. There's no team play being executed. It's very evident here. Teammate is the opposite, very systemized, and the fact that they're doing things at ease. And Saltbae would certainly, well, they have to do something about this. They have to get their strategies up. The fact that Hickey is only at 43-9 and the offlane Nemesis is 71-18 is a glaring thing to look at. And as long as Hickey, well, he does have some good, well, yeah, he does have the bottle, but now Scarlet gets pressured by the liquid fire, forced to retreat. Now, if JW gets his Blink Dagger in BKB early in the game, I mean, it's already 10 minutes. He could get it within 15 minutes, and Saltbae, you're... wow, let's see what you can do with that. It's Jonagy already just capitalizing on the fact of Hickey's passiveness in the mid lane. Hickey's very hesitant so far. Well, he doesn't have really a lot of mana. He has to be cautious because Versus is there at his back. In a single ice path could block Hickey out. And you do have some initiation play from Less Faith, but will it be enough though? Hickey's not, well, he's trying to farm his way against Jonagy. So right now teammate going very passive. Right now they're not going on the offensive yet. I think they're just timing their yeah, they're timing it. I knew it. There's a liquid fire waiting for the ice path. It misses. Jonagy not gonna advance further forward. Hickey forced a retreat. And that's what you want to do with your teammate. You want to force Hickey to go on the retreat most of the time, which is happening. He's really not having a good time. And they're just going to concede a tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Top lane on the other hand, JW. Wow, he's just squishing Scarlet off. Scarlet trying to hide through the trees. Can you run away? I don't think so. Black might go for the rescue. One more hit. Oh, Black is too late. And JW... oh, look at that damage. That's an absolute work of art. Epicenter activated. JW slowed down. Oh my. JW double kill on a row. One on the poor Tidehunter and the Sand King. Now Jonagy has a backup on Less Faith. Not going to be enough. Worm gets killed by Hickey. And now Hickey finally gets some momentum points. But of course, it's not, of course, that could be a glimmer of hope there for the side of Team Saltbae. Where things are looking a bit sluggish early in the game, and Nemesis, wow, this is not good. The fact that the off lane is being left alone, and Flashfire is just like they're standing through behind. Oh dear, this is not good. Scarlet and JW. Well, let's see. Ravage activated. Counter initiation. Oh, yes, you want to see that on JW, but of course, Jonagy gets that kill. Of course, losing that Tidehunter. Although, let's face it, JW killing the Ursa Warrior, that's huge, and that's very important. But of course, that gives Jonagy space. But still, that's a pretty decent kill there for Saltbae Remix, and it could potentially change the game in the mid phase. Okay, so Less Faith. Still level 5 Versus on the other hand at level 6. Let's see what sort of items he's going to bring in as Nemesis declared winner by a duel. Levels 13 already with a level 2 duel. Blink Dagger is already out. And this is not looking good. And Nemesis, one more hit on the tower. Oh, that's an absolute clutch play there by Black. Burrow Strike on Nemesis and then denies the tower. Well, that's indeed, well, you gotta pick your poison. Best way to do that is to slow down the farming progress of this Legion commander. Okay, so right now Saltbae going on the smoke. They need to get a kill. So far, the rotations early in the game on teammate are doing wonders. What can Saltbae do here as a sort of counterplay? Even the smoke is passive. Now that's what you want to see. Burrow Strike combine it there, but Versus with a sort of backup assistance. Duel. Oh dear, that's not looking good. Versus getting bolsters now. Will Hickey could die anytime soon? No, he doesn't die. Of course, a Legion commander is a bit hesitant, but Jonagy going on the backstabbing moment. Will he find Hickey? Hickey's hiding through the trees. Let's see. So far, not yet. Jonagy's not going to go on the offensive yet. Now Nemesis. Nearly slaughtered there by Hickey, but Jonagy's backing. There's the backstabbing moment. Ice Path as well. Nemesis. Oh, that is beauty. That is beauty there for teammate as Hickey gets shredded apart, but things are looking fascinating here in the... Okay, JW and Black. Oh, they're not looking good there for Black. Black gets killed. Yikes. 14-30. 14-3 is a score with 12k net worth lead for teammate. Boy, Saltbae Remix, disorganized and bamboozled as of this moment. They certainly have nothing else to explain this sort of combination. Like, yeah, they don't have the sort of aggression. I thought they're gonna display it after getting momentum with the first blood kill here, but it's not working so far. I mean, they had a smoke gank. They did get a crucial kill in that smoke gank, but actually they didn't get a kill because Versus was perfectly positioned, but so far it's not looking pretty good. Very passive as... Oh dear, Scarlet, run. Do you have a Ravage? Yeah, you do have a Ravage. You could use it anytime. No, he doesn't use it. Now it's sort of... Oh dear, duel combined with Jonagy's stun. One more hit. Will he win? Yes. Nemesis gets a victory on that duel. Now let's see. Plus 52 duel damage. That is not a good sign if you're Saltbae.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
In 3-16 is a score. 13k net worth lead. JW capitalizing on the fragility of the Tidehunter. And add the fact that Nemesis is slowly getting bolsterous, and Jonagy with a sort of roaming impact in this game. My goodness, how do you stop this if you're Saltbae? I mean, your roaming support is already level 7, but the opposition teammate's roaming support is already level 10. Yeah, look at this, the level gap is eminent. I mean, if you look at it, let's see if there's someone from teammate that's not in double figures. Okay, Versus is still at level 9, so he's still not in double figures yet in terms of leveling. But still, if you look at it, he's actually leveled up higher than the off lane. And where's Flashfire is like, okay, it's only Flashfire and the Hickey that's only in double figures already in terms of levels.
Bounty.
Oh, it's not looking good for Hickey. Nemesis, look who he spots in there. Easy prey, just taunting less faith. Duel activated. And boy, Nemesis is not going to enjoy this, especially when this goes at plus 100. My, how do you keep up with this if you're Saltbae? Oh, look at this. More initiation plays. Worm is not even activating his ultimate in this sort of match. I mean, he doesn't need to activate it, or maybe he did activate it, but I haven't seen it, but he doesn't need it anyway, because the fact is Nemesis and JW are just destroying Saltbae from all angles. And look at that, blinking in Black there with a Ravage set by Scarlet. Now here comes the epicenter, but Worm, will he go for the Stone Gaze? Will he go in? He's not even using it at all. He doesn't even seem to need it. And JW, oh, look at that damage from JW. And 3 down on the side of Team Saltbae. Oh no, that is not good. Right, the headlines for Saltbae Remix. And the headlines are certainly depressing for them, as teammate is just gonna annihilate this tier 2 tower with ease. Look at that 5-5 clash. Stone Gaze was not even activated. I repeat, Stone Gaze was not even activated. I was expecting it would be unleashed as a sort of counterplay. No, it wasn't. Who needs it? They don't need it at all. And the tier 3 tower is under siege, and 19k net worth lead for teammate. 20-3 is a score. It's looking like a wraparound here. And this, oh my god, Roche at 20 minutes. And Saltbae are currently asking themselves, What can we do? Flash fire? Eesh, this is not a good item set for your hard carry in 19 minutes. Even Hickey's items are not really up to standards. And Teammate are just playing and demolishing Saltbae Remix. So let's see. If your teammate, if you're Saltbae, what can you do? Your only option is to go for the smoke and pray that teammate will just go individual or solo, but that's highly unlikely. Because if you look at teammate, they're very organized and they like to play as a team. Saltbae, I don't know what their game plan is right now. They desperately need this win if they want to keep their hopes up in the Echo League. They're currently 6. Oh dear, Scarlet got caught by 2 blinks. Oh, look at that micro power combination with the ice path. And that's gonna work some wonders for teammate as Black is getting harassed there by JW. JW on the offensive. One more hit on Black. Black gets slaughtered to shred in there. Look at this. JW. Look at that high risky damage there. He has the Aegis of the Immortal. That's why he's so overconfident. But of course, while that's happening through the back lines, a tier 3 tower is under siege there on the side of Saltbae Remix. JW getting pressured on by Flashfire. And then there's the ice path as a sort of shield to protect JW. And JW blinks out of danger. He still lives on. And this Worm's not even activating his ultimate. Does he even seem like he needs it? He doesn't need it. Look at that. He's going to crash through this tier 3 tower with these, as well as with the Jakiro, providing that sort of pressure, and Hickey trying to daze everything. Press whatever spell you like. Let's see. Nemesis trying to blink in, taunting everyone. There's a Proto Strike. Will Worm use his ultimate? He's not using it. He's not using it. There's a Ravage set. But will it catch Worm? Worm is in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have mana though. But Versus with that sort of play to slow things down. Dual damage on Flashfire. Flashfire is dead. Scarlet next on the list. 2 down on the side on Team Saltbae Remix as well as Teammate. But not good. 4 down, 5. Sweep aside this. And Teammate, oh my goodness. My goodness. That is a thing. That's what I'm talking about. Saltbae Remix has a good composition of spells, but the fact is Teammate's early game farming has just really given them an edge. And because of that, even though the spells connect on the side of Saltbae, the fact that the items of Teammate are making them more tanky and sustainable in team fights because they could do a lot of physical damage as well as keep themselves alive, then of course it's not looking good for Saltbae. And Teammate is just riding it. They love it. They're enjoying every moment. Now, of course, like what I said, the only option for Saltbae right now is to go on a smoke attempt and pray that Teammate are going to play individually. Which is looking like it's the case right now. Yeah, they could go smoke gank as Medusa's disconnected. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, so 20k, 22k net worth lead for Teammate. 628 is the score, and Worm is reconnected, so we could unpause anytime soon, shall we? Gee, come on. We could play anytime. But yeah, this is just really a wraparound, and wow. Saltbae Remix, you do need a Hail Mary as of this moment. And Teammate is just obliterating you to shreds. Okay, Flash, let's see. Less faith. Oh, they could pick up Jonagy, but Jonagy is too fast. Well, if they have a Diffusal Blade to slow him down, maybe. No, that's not gonna. Let's see. JW with the blinking and the damage as well. Black with the Border Strike, but here comes Nemesis through the rescue. No, this is not looking good for Black. Black gets slaughtered to shreds, and now they're gonna assault this shrine. 2 down on the side of Team Saltbae. The early game pressure by Teammate that's doing wonders and paying dividends in the late game. Ryan goes down, and Hickey, what can he do? He's forced to buy a Yule Scepter. Of course, he does need to survive. The Yule Scepter is not pretty common for the Shadow Fiend. Normally, when you see Shadow Fiend players, they go for the Shadow Blade as their first item. But in this case, since the struggles are real, and of course you're forced to go for whatever item you need that could make you survive. Okay, so what can Saltbae doing here? Seems as if things are looking nightmarish for them. Okay, let's see. JW so brave, but here comes the counter initiation there on the side of teammate. Will they go for the last stand, Saltbae? No, they're not going to go in the last stand. It's just teammate playing at their racks.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Letting the
Radiant's
micropyres
middle
die.
has fallen.
Now Worm, let's see what he can do here. There's a multicast and the stun on Worm. Worm, no, there. He's going on the offensive. JW. Boro strike there by Black. He's going to hit some targets, but look at this. Nemesis through the back lines. Will he get a victory on the duel? Yes, he does get a victory on the duel. Flashfire. Finally, Worm unleashes his ultimate. Gets there. Gets the Weaver. Weaver is dead. Oh my, teammate. Teammate, please, please, please. Come on, teammate. Just can you please give us a break? Or maybe not. This is Dota. This is a tournament. No breaks are indeed needed. They're just going to destroy through the racks. The racks is under siege. One down, the other one next.
Radiant's bottom
They're going
barracks
to take these two racks with ease. 24 minutes have passed by and teammate is looking like they're on a roll. And Scarlet gets caught in there. Medusa with a sort of Eye of Scotty. JW through the back lines. The BKB well protects him from the Ravage. He doesn't even seem to care what's happening. He's going to go through the shrines. And look at this. Teammate are just baiting anyone from Team Saltbae to just charge in further forward. Of course, the racks in the top, in the mid and the bottom lane are down. Let's see if the top lane is next on the list. That's it. Nemesis plus 122 dual damage, plus 168 overall. My goodness, he's a right-click nightmare. And he's not even easy to assault because of that blink dagger in BKB. And they're just too tanky. They're just too... Wow. What else can I describe this? I mean, it's just an absolute nightmare for Team Saltbae. 31k net worth lead. 7 is their overall kill count, and it's looking like they're going to suffer the worst consequences of their life. Oh, there. That's a good ice path block there, Nemesis. Will he go on the offensive? Dual set there, but Nemesis might go down anytime. Here comes the Sand King with the epicenter. Nemesis does live on. He does die, but of course he doesn't lose dual damage from the death he has suffered. All because Versus was there to protect his teammate, and there's the Ice Path to protect himself. Will he use a Yule Scepter to keep him alive? He burns everyone in his field though, and here's Jonergy silencing Black. Let's see. Oh, there's a Void activated in the Ice Path to keep Versus alive, and Versus with a sort of spell. Now JW through the back lines, doesn't even seem to care what's going on in the map. He's just going on the offensive. Black is dead. Oh dear, and this is not looking good for Less Faith, who is constantly harassed and pressured by the combination of Jonergy and JW. And of course, Jakiro's dead, but JW through the back lines, who's just absolutely on the aggression mode. But he gets slaughtered there. Now Jonergy forced to retreat, but here comes Worm stalking through. Of course, it's a over-aggressive play, and let's see what Worm has to offer. And Saltbae already declaring GG already. Well, it does make sense, because they certainly have no other option. Even in 5-5 assaults, even if they go on 5-5 assaults and they work as a team, they still get wrecked apart, and teammate have secured a 1-0 victory so far. We'll be back for game number 2, and yeah.